What's up, everybody? Welcome once again to another episode of our favorite and your favorite wrestling podcast, Lucha House Show Podcast. I'm Mars, the voice of violence, joined as always by my colleagues here at ringside, the armless one, Renzo Simbrazos, and the dreadlock demon himself, Rowdy Para. Now, in a week that has had more returns than a Black Friday sale, and that made at least one of us very, very angry, there's really no hype that I can do that could out-hype the hype that was last weekend. So, Hot Rod, why don't you go ahead and just lower that War Games cage around this podcast so that we can unleash the wrath of Renzo?
Bro, your introduction are getting better and better about the day. Love it. Love it. The fact that you mentioned my dreads was awesome. Thank you. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Fariel, Survivor Series. It was a great event. We gotta say it was great beginning, great ending in terms of matches. We saw a great Guzman match. We saw Io Sky again. Is the only one that's been every single War Games that's been done. She threw herself again from the top of the cage with the bean on top.
With the bean.
Man, she's done it a few times. She's done it again. That's a great move. I love it. We saw absolute carnage in the women's. So did the men. So we saw a good match between Gunther and Miz. Rhea Ripley and Zoey Stark was a show, but it was a good match. Just a good way to hype Zoey Stark, but Rhea Ripley continuing with the smashing women's title. And then we saw Santos Escobar, and also it wasn't Carlitos that ended up fighting. Ended up fighting with the newest Leon Lee, which is really weird. He's been getting really hyped really fast. I think they're looking for the next Maskman, but we got to talk about, first of all, a few returns, and the one return that no Renzo wants to talk about, and it's the return of R-Truth, bro. How good was R-Truth return? Loved R-Truth return, man. That was the best shit ever. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, it was great, man. I love R-Truth. I reckon he's a classic. It was really funny and just totally unexpected. So no, it was great.
What do you think, Renzo? How did R-Truth return?
Look, it was surprising to see R-Truth, but it was overshadowed by, you know who? Everything was overshadowed by this guy. So,
I know who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's a return of Randy Orton, bro. How good was to see Randy Orton again on the ring? That was. I said it. They built it the really wrong way. There was a stupid way to build it up because they left the hype of the next return that we're gonna talk about soon. Because I know Renzo really wants to talk about him.
Yeah, he's busting.
He's busting. That's why I'm busting. I'm just piping him up. But Randy Orton is to build it up the wrong way. It was too much hype. And in Chicago, we know every time it's a hype and for too long, we know whose name they're going to chant and who's they're going to expect for, which is CM Punk. There's no one else going to expect to trap. But when Randy Orton get in, he lasted 5 minutes. It was 5 minutes. I timed it. He was in the ring, hit a few RKOs, a beautiful RKO from the top of the steel cage. Great finishing. And I got to say, the build up at the end was, I think Hunter did amazing. Because camera is going out. We saw the logo. I know one thing. Yeah. They gave time to Randy Orton. They gave time to Cody Rhodes and the group and everyone else at Rollins, Joe Uso and Sami Zayn. They gave him the moment of winning War Games. Camera is going out. Logo gets in. We know every time the logo comes in is the end. That's it. Finish.
Yeah.
Everyone's that's it. And Cult of Personality hits in, bro.
Oh.
Man, that fucking stadium went down. 71 million views in 24 hours across all WWE platforms. Broke absolutely every single record. Is the return of CM Punk. It was, first of all, the video package was great. Like, it was all the logos of CM Punk throughout his career, which was awesome. And he just walked in. He didn't say anything. He just walked in.
And what a pop. What a pop.
Man, as soon as the music hits in, I lost it. I'm like, okay, finish. I'm like, I'm here, right where I am right now. And like, music hits in, I'm like, what? I start going nuts. And I got to say, I'm happy to see both the return of CM Punk to wrestling and the return of CM Punk to WWE. I saw both of them live, so that's just an achievement. I can tick that one out of the box. But I know Renzo wants to talk about it because he has a lot of feelings that he wants to let go. So Renzo, what are your thoughts on CM Punk?
Look, I'm pissed. I'm so pissed. The reason is that this guy took away from the return of R-Truth, right? Took away from the return of Randy Orton, and it's always been about him, right? And what I'm probably most mad about is that this guy proved time and time again in AEW that he cannot wrestle. He's not at the competitive level of anyone in AEW, anyone in WWE, and the problem now is that he's not going to come back as a mid-carder. He's not going to come back, as a jobber. He's going to come back in the main event, and he's going to take away a lot of limelight from people that actually deserve to be there. This guy should leave. He's going to cause friction in your locker room. He's proved it. He's proved it that he did that in AEW, and he just doesn't need to be in a WWE arena. I think that this is probably the last straw for me when it comes to WWE. As soon as I see this guy come on the screen, man, I switch off because he's got nothing, absolutely nothing. Pepsi Phil, it's all about Pepsi Phil, and that's it. He even said it at the end of his promo. He's there for the money. I'm not happy that he's going to take. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just angry that he's going to take the opportunity away from people that actually deserve it, man. You'll see people walk. You'll see people like AJ Styles walk. You'll see people like
I think you ran out of breath, bro.
Walk. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not impressed at all.
Look, one thing I gotta say before I give it to you, Mars. One, you can't get angry at the guy when the one that brought him in is Hunter. WWE fucked it up. And I said it last week when we were doing the podcast. I said it. WWE is fucking up. They're hyping too much to return to CM Punk. So unfortunately, you want it or not, they needed to have CM Punk in there that night because they fucked it up. They hyped too much to return to CM Punk. They didn't show Randy Orton at all. They shut it down quick when they said Randy Orton's the one coming back to War Games. Sweet. They shut down every single opportunity of him returning. But as soon as War Game hits and you hear, Randy Orton's not here, dude, no one else going to think anything else but CM Punk. Nothing else. And the chant to CM Punk just went off all night. Mm-hmm. So you can't blame it on CM Punk. Unfortunately, Hunter picked, in my opinion, the right and the wrong spot. Unfortunately, they picked the wrong spot for Randy Orton to come back. And they picked the right spot for CM Punk to come back. Because CM Punk is a Chicago boy, bro. Chicago's going to always have CM Punk's back. So that's one thing. The other thing, CM Punk is money. You like it or not, he's money. Dude, he's the best-selling shirt in WWE right now. He took number one. He passed everyone else. He's still number one in AEW after all these months, after everything has happened. He's still number one. His name is still chanting. And Hunter said it one time, dude, he's different, I'm different, and Hunter gives the fans what they want. Fans wanted CM Punk, and he gave them CM Punk at the right time because he still gave Randy Orton time to for his return, and just give a snippet. Just they hit the music, man. He timed it perfectly. Couldn't time it even better because by the end of War Games, anyone that had a bit of hope that CM Punk was going to come back was tuning in onto those last 10 minutes of War Games. So you had millions of people tuning in at the right time. So when that logo came in and everyone's like, it's not happening, boom, the music hits. And wow, that stadium went off. And imagine, CM Punk, WWE is sold out Chicago just in the rumor of CM Punk coming back because they hyped it. I don't believe one fucking bit when Hunter said, this was last minute. Bullshit. They've been building it up. the fact that the Cult of Personality remastered is just the day before, dude, come on. Like, you hyping it too much. Like, if CM Punk wouldn't come in, it would be one of the biggest fuck up that WWE would have done, because you hyped it too much. And then other things, but let's hear from the voice of violence, man. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay. I'll speak slowly and calmly. And I'll change the names to protect the innocent. But Renzo, I know why you're angry. You're angry for the same reason I was angry at SoFi Stadium when Cody Rhodes was defeated by Roman Reigns. You're angry because, just like me, you're a mark. You're an AEW mark. I'm a Cody Rhodes mark. You're an AEW mark. That's why you're angry. But if you stop and think objectively as a wrestling fan, not as an AEW fan, as a wrestling fan, WWE bringing CM Punk back in Chicago at this time is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The way they did it, I can understand why you think how you do, Rod, but I think they did it perfectly.
Yeah, 100%.
They acted like they shut it down. Like, no, it's Randy Orton. Randy Orton. Yeah. They waited till the very end, like the very end. It reminded me like years ago, I went to watch Faith No More, and everyone was leaving the arena. The concert was over, and Mike Patton walks out and says, "Hey, where's everybody going?" And they did another song. And that's what it reminded me of. Yeah. Times 1,000. But bringing CM Punk back now is great. The promo that he cut on Raw was great. It was low key. It was great. Look, CM Punk is money. And as we always say, it's a wrestling business. And if it makes dollars, it makes sense.
Exactly.
And I truly believe that it makes sense. Like, I don't know if you want me to start talking about where I think it might be going, or we're just going to still talk about Survivor Series and then move on to that a bit later. But let's talk about
a little bit about Survivor Series, just to give a bit of because to talk about it.
I was really happy, but you know what? I stuffed up because I was low on time. I was just fast forwarding it, and then like to get to the end of it, and I fast forwarded it too much where I actually saw him, so I missed the pop. So
Fair enough.
I was like, what the fuck?
What just happened?
Yeah. So, but man, that pop. For me, the loudest pop that I've heard in wrestling, and don't forget I dropped off for a few years, but was the return of Triple H after when he came back from his quad tear. That pop was just wow. The pop on Saturday for CM Punk was louder than that.
Dude, what's louder than the return of Edge? Yeah. Like I remember the pop for Edge, and Edge was a surprise. Like no one expected. There wasn't even rumors. We're talking about there's not even rumors of him coming back, and Edge just pops up, and everyone's like, "What?"
That's another thing too. The fact that they managed to keep it secret. Like everyone was speculating. Everyone was speculating, but it was speculation. Everyone was speculating, like he's coming back to Chicago. He's coming back. It's obvious. It's obvious. And then when you saw the logo, you're like, oh well, maybe done. Not. Maybe they couldn't work it out. But you know what, man? If Bret Hart can come back after Montreal, then anything can happen, man. Anything can happen.
Exactly. I think that's.
Renzo, I know why you're angry, but take your AEW glasses off.
No, man. Look, it's not an AEW thing. It definitely it's a CM Punk thing. It's a Pepsi Phil thing.
Why?
I saw him. He can't wrestle. He's not up to the Mars. You'll see it. He's not up to the level that he was, man. He went to AEW, failed miserably.
Two words for you. I've got two words for you. Hulk Hogan. Can he wrestle?
Exactly. Okay, there we go. And I know, you know what the other thing is? What the other thing is, and I'm laughing out loud because it's like when Marcel used to go off at something and then he changed his story. That's just same story with CM Punk. He can wrestle. Bro, we can go back into this to podcast and listen when CM Punk was wrestling. Your words were completely different. That's why I'm laughing right now. Look, it's simple. CM Punk can wrestle. He can. He had really fucking good matches in AEW. You can say no about that. Yes, at the beginning it was hard. Of course, bro. He's been out of the ring for a long time. But then when he had the chain match, we had with MJF, we got fucking good matches. We had good matches. They lasted. They were good. You cannot say they were not good. you kind of.
I'll definitely say it, man. It's everyone else carried him in those matches, man. He got carried. And I'm not saying it because you know what you guys think, right? I'm not. And you look. I'll eat my words. When you watch him, watch everyone carry this fella. He was amazing. He's been out of the game for way too long, and when he came back to AEW, he just wasn't up to the level, man. He was just dicking around in the back, wasn't putting in the effort, and the effort showed. Like the lack of effort showed. Everyone carried him. The MJF match, the one that you said, MJF carried him through that. It's just the thing that I'm disappointed in is the opportunity for these guys like that have busted their ass. AJ Styles.
No,
what's going to happen to him?
Too.
Drew McIntyre.
That's
where you're wrong too. That's where you're wrong too, because a high tide raises all ships. So if you want to keep up, if you want to be to the top, then you will get to the top. LA Knight's not going to be part of this.
No.
LA Knight's got something else going on.
Here's with Roman Reigns,
they're not going to stop pushing him. His money too. They're not just going. That's the thing. That's the difference. One of the massive differences between WWE and AEW. They won't just push one guy. I know AEW's got their own but AEW is basically MJF, and then there's a whole bunch of peripheral guys. Yeah. WWE doesn't do that. So him being there will push other guys higher, that make him go harder. And I know what you're saying about him carrying, but I mentioned to you Hulk Hogan. I'll give you another 2 words: Bill Goldberg,
Roman Reigns.
Well, the
current champion. We said it when he started carrying the title. He got carrying so many matches, especially during COVID. And the proof is there.
That's part of sports entertainment. That's the sports entertainment part of wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah, like he will carry during those matches, man. You could tell we got pissed off at how many matches of Roman Reigns, bro. That we said it. He got someone else carry this match. Roman Reigns can't fucking wrestle for shit because he had 2 moves, 3 moves max, and he was. I remember El Oráculo. How many times you got pissed off at Roman Reigns because he can't fucking wrestle? Same thing. It's just but the difference with CM Punk is as I said, he makes money, makes sense. CM Punk is money. You can't deny CM Punk is money. And on top of that, who is the feud he's gonna pump right now with Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins was having no feud with anyone. He was just wrestling everyone every night with no story. His stories were short. And we just know now that his story, Nakamura's whole story was against Cody Rhodes. He was talking to Cody Rhodes.
Don't even get me started on that. Even get me started on that.
I don't like what they did.
Talk about that after.
We'll talk about that after. Oh, you can get angry after. Let's get angry now with Renzo.
Yeah.
It's a Rollins story, and Seth Rollins played the role really well. That because the video the fans are taking, and that's the one thing the videos the fans are taking of Seth Rollins going off and blah blah blah. I'm gonna hit him. Whatever. That was a spot, 100%, because you can see Randy Orton. It's another video when Randy Orton sits on the chair and he's waving to CM Punk, and CM Punk is waving at him, and then Randy Orton goes do my pose, and CM Punk hit his pose, and they're both laughing. So they knew. All these wrestlers that went in War Games knew. They got told. No one can deny that, because we know the Triple H man is Seth Rollins. He said it. That's his man. Vince was Roman. Seth Rollins Seth Rollins for Hunter. And we know that. He said it, everyone knows. You're not going to risk to piss off the main guy you want to carry one title with a surprise like this. Because that would go a completely different way. That's the
type of shit they do in AEW. In WWE, nothing is a coincidence. Nothing is an accident. Nothing is not known. Everything is planned out. They've got a team of writers. They've got storylines. They've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins was a work. I'm not saying there's no real beef. There may be real beef in real life. But there's a history in WWE, WWF of wrestlers who have had real life beef, who've turned that into money. Because when it's time to do business, it's time to do business. Exactly. You can have your personal beef. And as we all know as wrestling fans, when the lines are blurred between reality and wrestling, that's when you get your best product. So I'm not saying there might not be real beef between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. But the storyline that's going to evolve from that is just going to. I'm so pumped about it. I'm hyped about it. I love it. I think it's great. I don't know. Like, I think the question obviously that now needs to be asked is, will Punk debut at the Royal Rumble? Will Punk debut after that? Will Punk win the Royal Rumble? Will Cody win the Royal Rumble? My view is that Punk will win the Royal Rumble, and that Cody will get hit, and then he will challenge Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, and I think he'll lose. But I think that's what's going to happen. And I think Cody will get his automatic rematch somehow with Roman, unless The Rock comes in and, does whatever he wants to do. But I'm thinking way ahead. But, yeah, man, like, it's just, I'm really excited about what's going on. And I like CM Punk. I really do. I missed his whole previous WWE run. Obviously, everyone's seen the pipe bomb. That's one of the legendary promos ever. Again, didn't happen by accident, didn't happen by coincidence. It's not as if WWE couldn't have turned off the microphone earlier. They let him run. They let him do that.
They know what he has able to do. They know what he can do. He can't stop. Like,
you give a live mic. You give a live mic to CM Punk, you can expect anything, and that's what makes him money.
Exactly.
But you can't. If he goes overboard, if he goes above and beyond, they can shut him off. They can cut to a break. They didn't.
Well, that's what. But that's what they did in Raw, for example. That's what they did in Raw, because they missed Dominic match for longer. So what he said in Raw was short and simple. So that's it. It was, I'm back, I'm home, which that just shocked everyone when he said I'm home. That was, I did not expect, and he said it. I can't believe I'm going to say these words, but I'm home. And and he's home. He's going to come back with a different attitude because that's a script. That's what's reading. He knows what he's up to now. He knows Hunter's on top. The reason he didn't want to come back is because of Vince. He had a big beef with Vince, and we know why he had the beef with Vince. And that's why he got a lawsuit against WWE, and he won the lawsuit against WWE. So you can't tell the guy's a cancer when he got proven in a lawsuit against WWE, and he won the lawsuit because of like 40 medical practitioners from WWE. So the guy can be a cancer. What Seth Rollins been saying, he's a cancer. What his promise, or what Seth Rollins used to say before that interview he got done with when he was wearing a cowboy hat, because before that, there was no beef. There was nothing. Absolutely nothing. Doesn't matter what he said about WWE and AEW. Doesn't matter. Because that's a work. He's a wrestler. Seth Rollins knows. You can say shit on the mic, but that's a work. So
and
months after, go.
And that's another thing. Did you hear him at any stage mention AEW or mention anything else? Like when he was in AEW cutting promos, he would put shit on WWE. WWE, the storyline is that Punk's been gone for 9 years. Yeah, they would not say a word about where he was. Everybody knows where he was, but they're not going to promote the other guy like the way AEW promotes WWE by doing that.
Mars, legally they can't. He's in a litigation with AEW at the moment, so they can't.
Yeah, no, but I mean, WWE wouldn't do that anyway. WWE would not. Why would you mention your little brother? You wouldn't.
Yeah, but what's the litigation about? That's what I'm trying to figure out. When you told me about the litigation, what is it about? I just heard yes, the word of Tony Khan saying, "I can't
I think
talk
there
about
might be
it."
Something. I think that I don't know. I read what you sent, Renzo, in the chat, and I'd seen it earlier on Instagram. Look, there might be some type of agreement that neither party talks about what happened, or there might be some type of non-disclosure agreement in relation to the dissolution of like his employment. That's the only thing I can think of. But why would Tony Khan even address it? Why would Tony Khan even address it? Do what Mox said. He goes, I didn't see it. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna don't have anything to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why Tony Khan has to say, "Oh, thank you for asking, but legally I cannot talk about it." That was unnecessary. Unnecessary. You're putting yourself in a position like you asking for more screen time. Like Tony Khan is playing his part as well, man. I said to you a long time ago, he needs to take his fanboy hat out, be the GM boy, and he's doing that right now. He's doing this stuff legally I can talk about it. Dude, no one asked. You just said, good for him. You don't need to, you can even say it. Happy for him. Hopefully he goes well. And that's all I'm going to say. Simple.
Yeah, or the usual procedure before these press conferences is the media guy or the media girl from the organization says to the media that are present at the conference, look, this subject and this subject and this subject, they're off. They're taboo. You can't ask anything about that.
Simple. So everything's worked. That's what I'm saying. Like the beef with Seth Rollins is hilarious because until that moment with the cowboy hat, which was not long ago, it was like a few months ago, when he does the interview. Before that, there was absolutely fucking nothing. There's even interviews where Seth Rollins said, the guy is difficult to work with, but without him, there would not be the Shield. That's simple. Yeah. Is that, and he said, and everyone knows, he's the one that asked for Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose to create the Shield, to have a feud with them. He was the one before magically everyone else had the idea of bringing the Shield together. He was the one asking for those guys that no one was paying attention to. And Seth Rollins said, we thank him about that. Like, whatever you want to think about the guy, he's difficult to work with, bro. Yeah, probably he's difficult to work with. Probably he has an ego, but at the same time, bro, he's money. He was hoping these guys to come back in. So the beef that was created by Seth Rollins and CM Punk, on top of that, if you see it, CM Punk never said anything about Seth Rollins. It's only Seth Rollins talking about CM Punk, which is more weird. So that means, for me, CM Punk knew about this months ago. Hunter probably told him, bro, this is the chance of bringing him in. Hunter probably told him because there's no other way, because before that...
Well, the rumor is that CM Punk approached WWE.
Yeah, he did. He did months ago when he was suspended from AEW. He rocked up to an arena. Punk.
Yeah, when he got kicked out, we got the picture, the video with Naomi. When he got kicked out.
And I know he's difficult to work with, or that's what everybody says. But then you get other people saying he's great, he's nice, he's everything. But you know what? Here's a couple of names of people that were difficult to work with. Shawn Michaels, back in the Attitude Era, or way before the Attitude Era, like just when he came out of the Rockers to be by himself, when he had his like drug issues and all that stuff. Difficult to work with. That guy was impossible to work with. Randy Orton, when he was starting out, when he was a young guy,
he was a cunt,
full of arrogance. He was impossible to work with.
Yeah.
When the old guys in WCW, when they weren't giving the young guys any chances, they were impossible to work with. But guess what? Everybody worked with all those people, and it worked. The same way it's going to work with Punk. If Punk fucks it up, then it's on him. And I'm sure there's something in the contract that would allow for that. But I seriously don't see him fucking it up. I don't. Whether he's here for a long run, I don't know. But I don't see him fucking it up.
No,
I'll give him 6 months. I'll give him 6 months.
But even the feud with Perry. What was the feud with Perry? And that's what it makes no sense about it. What's the feud with Perry? They just told Perry, no, I don't want to work with Glass. That was a whole feud. And then Perry took it further by calling him Crime Riva because of Glass. It's like, why you have to say that? What are you waiting for? And then you start feud behind the street. So if you look at shit the way it goes, everything, you look at CM Punk is the type of guy that he's not going to shut up. Unfortunately, he's not the guy that is going to take and he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not have feelings. He's going to confront people, bro. He's always been the same. He's always been confronting people. That he's known for confronting people. He doesn't shut the fuck up. He just says the things the way they are. If he doesn't like something, he doesn't like something. What Perry did, look, Perry's still suspended. CM Punk is back in WWE, and Perry's still fucking suspended.
No, Perry's a devil.
But it doesn't matter. But he's out. On the screen, he's out. On screen, he's out. It's simple as that. He's out. So why is he being out all this time? Why not showing him? He could be the devil. He cannot be the devil. If he's not the devil, what the fuck is he? You know what I mean? So with the Bucks, the same thing. The Bucks, who had a feud with him, no one knows what happened backstage. No one's going to say something. And everything started because Heyman Page. And who's the first guy that got the massive push was Heyman Page. How does that make sense? So at the end of the day, you look at it like, are they using CM Punk, these other wrestlers, to get a push? It looks like that's what they're doing. And that's what CM Punk ended up getting in trouble because he doesn't shut up. At the end of the day, dude, like it or not, CM Punk is money. People want him, CM Punk, back in WWE for a long time. They got him now. Look how quick all the arenas around the world, they're going to sold out now. They're going to sold out like no tomorrow. WWE is not going to have an issue selling out outside, but now look at them just going absolutely nuts and making shitload of money. You know, I was doing the calculation. Just now on 72 million views, they made $1.6 million. That's how much WWE make in 24 hours because of CM Punk. $1.2 million clean.
And that's just uploading a video. That's all they have to do.
And that's uploading a fucking clip, not even the whole match. Talking about 3 minutes. That's all that he's returned last 3 minutes.
You know why he's also money? It's like when people go to the Formula One or any car races, they go see the crashes.
Yeah.
CM Punk can be a train wreck at any moment. Mm-hmm. And that's why people watch too. Love him or hate him. If you love him, you're going to watch him because you love him. If you hate him, you're going to watch him fuck up.
So I think
that's why you are, Renzo.
I'm not convinced. Fuck that guy. No, I'm just worried about the back. I'm worried about the shit that happens in the back, not necessarily the TV. Yeah, shit, right. You know, he's going to sell. He will, of course. He's CM Punk. But it's the shit that he starts at the back. That's the issue. And the thing is that, you know, that you were mentioning, Rod, the Bucks. The Bucks are still close friends with Cody. They're still close friends with Kevin Steen, you know, Kevin Owens, with Sami Zayn. These guys aren't going to be too happy, right? Because of what happened with the Bucks. But on the flip side of that, the other thing is Bryan Danielson was the one that made the call to fire Punk from AEW.
And that's the difference, you see. That's another massive difference between AEW and WWE. It doesn't matter what's going to happen, if anything, in the back. Because in WWE, the lunatics don't run the asylum. There are people to control that shit backstage. There are people that will pull him aside and say, hey, pull your head in. Or, you know, if someone's confronting Punk and has an issue with him, that person will get pulled aside and say, hey, this guy's money. This is business. You take that shit and leave it outside the arena. WWE has people that control that. Not like AEW where they just let everybody. AEW is unscripted in many ways. And I'm not just talking about the on-camera. Nothing is controlled at the back. Like I said, lunatics run the asylum. That's why they brought in people like Mark Henry and Paul White and to try and, I think, curb that.
Yeah. And
they probably have a bit more. But WWE, as I said, WWE have been doing this since Adam was a boy. WWE created this. No, they didn't create it. They weren't the first wrestling organization.
It's the first one.
But what they did is they created wrestling as we know today.
Yeah.
So they've got all shit like that, all checks and balances to deal with that shit. Because they've dealt with it in the past.
Yeah. And we got to remember CM Punk went around all the indies, Ring of Honor, and did you ever heard him having problems there?
None.
Like you never heard him having problems there. Like why did he get to
the Ring of Honor and nothing? Like
exactly. So why did he get to WWE and have problems? Because simple, WWE is more restricted. There's a lot of stuff he didn't like it, which we knew about it, like fighting injured, which before now is not happening. But before was like, no, just take 2 aspirins and keep going. And he didn't like that. He wanted time off to heal properly. They didn't let him have the time off to heal properly until fucking he almost had a fucking lump that would have cost him fucking his death. And he pushed to the limit to the point of like, fuck this shit, you know? So why is he going to WWE? He became this cancer because he just didn't want to shut up and just didn't want to take it. And in AEW, unfortunately, Tony Khan, we said it, he was a fan. Before CM Punk, we said it, and I said it many times, Tony Khan was a fanboy. Was a fanboy that he had the money to make his own wrestling company. And people was like so happy. And he's cheering and blah, blah. Okay, you're going to run. I know. You don't want to talk about it anymore. I know, but, you know, sessions are like this. It's a healing session for you. You know, don't run away from a healing session.
This is therapy, Renzo. This is free therapy.
Oh man, I was mad. I'm just worried about Look, I could be wrong. Like I said, if I'm wrong, I'll eat my words. But the funny thing is, yeah, it's the shit, the politics that this guy plays. I'm not about the politics, man. Hopefully he's reformed. Hopefully he's learned a lesson. I don't necessarily think he has, but hey, I could be proven wrong, right? So I said my piece. Hey, before I leave,
yes,
I have a Wrestling Universe match.
Ooh, let's go to it. What do you got?
Yeah. It's in line with CM Punk.
CM Punk, Samoa Joe, Ring of Honor.
No, it's actually CM Punk, AJ Styles, Ring of Honor.
Oh yeah, man! I don't know how I stumbled to that one. So good,
so good. So if you guys have the opportunity, when Punk was at his peak, AJ Styles was just coming up. Have a look at this match. Amazing. CM Punk, AJ Styles, Ring of Honor. Look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you've just said that the guy had an amazing match in the very same show that you said the guy can't wrestle.
He's not what he was, man. He definitely is not what he was. He's not what he was.
Taste the soup.
Not at all. That was when he was at his peak, and he's far from his peak, man. Yeah. You'll see.
Aren't we all?
I was about to say exactly. Are we all at a peak, bro? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Trust me, I almost hit myself in my penis. No worries, bro. Hey.
Did you say?
Oh, you want to hear this before I go? Okay, so I do weightlifting,
go.
Olympic weightlifting. So there's one of the movements is clean and jerk. Okay, so
to
the best lift, to the best lift, you gotta keep the bar as close as you can as your body. Well, me being a bit of a special kid, I put it too close to my body. So as I'm dragging the bar up, I squash my dick as I'm going up and lift it here.
Ooh, ouch.
It was beautiful, painful. The tip of my penis went. So it took me a bit to recover. I had to stop training, laughing. Oh, I was in the floor in pain, but what can you do? We know all the same.
Wow. Wow.
And on the beautiful note, man, we'll let you go.
That's an interesting story.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm here all night. All right, guys. Take it easy.
No worries, man. See you.
Bye.
Well, we got Renzo's going now. This is you and me, mate. It's just you and me.
Yeah, man.
Back to to finish off with the CM Punk. Anyways, I think you and me happy to see him back. He looked different. He looked in a different place. He knows what's it up to. And I reckon, dude. I reckon this work with Seth Rollins has been working for a long time. It's not a 2-second feud. It's been a while. No. Seth Rollins has been talking shit about him for a while without CM Punk talking shit about him. And that's the interesting part. So people is like, CM Punk he has a feud with Seth Rollins. CM Punk doesn't have a feud with Seth Rollins in ever.
Yeah.
Is CM Punk talking shit about him, calling him a cancer? I don't want to see him. Goodbye. And no one understands where he comes from. I watched a video the other day where I said, what is the feud with CM Punk and Seth Rollins started? And even in the video, you're trying to figure it out. And you're like, you can't even know where this started. Like, where did Seth Rollins get so angry about CM Punk?
I'm sure there'll be video. It'll all be explained. There'll be video packages. Seth will cut promos.
100%. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This got started a while ago, and this kind of coincides roughly a few months after CM Punk gets released from the AEW, and he got seen in a Raw arena.
Yeah, that's right.
Got kicked out. We saw the video with Naomi. Naomi just telling because he tried to get in. I think Vince kicked him out, and I think that's where he comes from. This after that, Seth Rollins started to get. So I think people, believe it or not, I'm more than sure that Seth Rollins has been knowing this about a long time, and this what he's building to. He's gonna be his massive defense against CM Punk for the title will be great, man. And here we go, night 1 and night 2. Seth Rollins against CM Punk, and the other night we got fucking Cody Rhodes against Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. But I just don't. I don't see CM Punk. I don't see them giving CM Punk a title run straight away. I just don't see that. I see him winning the Royal Rumble. I really do.
Yeah, I wouldn't like. So I don't want him. I don't want to win the Royal Rumble now. I don't want to see him in WrestleMania. I don't want to. I want him to build this off-screen feud with Seth Rollins for longer. I want to keep
Well,
boiling
we've still got
it.
4 months. We've still got 4 months to WrestleMania.
I know, but I reckon they gotta keep boiling it. You know, keep bringing, like you said, keep bringing people in. Keep bringing people into this feud. You know, keep making it void. You know, get Roman Reigns involved somehow, and Seth Rollins talking about CM Punk. Get something cooking. You know, get him coming to the Royal Rumble but not winning it. You know, being one of the last two with Seth Rollins. So I don't know, make something happen, but don't give it to WrestleMania yet, unless this is the plan, because they were saying the plan is WrestleMania and the next one is with Roman Reigns. But I wouldn't like to be with Seth Rollins the next WrestleMania, not this one coming. The next one, give it to the next one.
That's a long way away, and
I don't know.
It might be like we might get a scenario like with Cody and Roman, where Cody lost this year, but hopefully he wins next year, and they're still in that 12-month build up, so that CM Punk might win the Rumble, and then he might fight Seth at Mania, but he will lose. And speaking of Cody and Roman, can we just move onto this Shinsuke Nakamura thing, which
you want to talk about this?
I couldn't, like, we talked about it last week. We thought it was going to be the Rainmaker. That would have made so much more sense. So much.
Yes.
It's a better storyline. This to me makes no sense whatsoever. I don't get it. I was waiting for you. I've been looking for you. Cody Rhodes is on Raw every fucking week. You know where he is.
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura, he's not going to beat Cody Rhodes. So what? He's going to just job to him? I don't. It just makes no sense. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then when I was marking out Cody Rhodes mark, as I said before. When I stopped and thought about it, I was just driving home from work the other day, and I thought, you know what? This is a good way to tie Cody over to the Royal Rumble. Short-term storyline. Cody's not going to get beaten by Shinsuke Nakamura. Yep. Then when the Rumble comes, then they can start up again, hyping up him and Roman Reigns. So in that sense, that's the only way I could make any sense of Shinsuke Nakamura versus Cody Rhodes. Otherwise, it makes no sense at all.
Look, for me, I thought it was going to be, like we said, it could be the Rainmaker. But for me, it was more, I think his promos were targeting Seth Rollins. That's what I thought it was going to be. He was going to bring someone to hop in because he didn't finish off the job. And I said it last week. I don't think he finished the job with Seth Rollins. He didn't. He still has to do what he was promised to do to Seth Rollins. So all these promos were perfect to bring someone in to help help him to go against Seth Rollins, to finish the job. I think that's what, because that out of all the feuds Seth Rollins have, this one hasn't closed. It's not closed yet. It hasn't have an end. It's been open because it didn't finish the way it's meant to finish. So it's still open to see what happens. For me, it just didn't make no sense. Like you said, probably they want to just build it up to Royal Rumble so that way but Cody is in the Royal Rumble. That's the problem. He already said it. He's in the Royal.
Yeah, and just like you could even tell, like the vibe that you got off that Nashville crowd was like, what?
Seriously?
Why? Like, why did he spray him with the mist? Like, what's his beef? Like, no one, they've never had any issue. What's the problem now? Like, why are they bringing him in?
Exactly. And he didn't even, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. It was really strange. What happened.
Very strange. Yeah.
Didn't like the promo, whoever cut it out, or maybe it's a deviation. He wasn't going to set Rollins. But anyways, it's really bad. It doesn't sound right. Cutting all these promos just to go against Cody Rhodes. What for?
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
And why in Japanese? Like, why? Like,
yeah, we
love the Japanese promos. I love I became a fan of his because of the Japanese promos.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, well, why?
What a waste of promos, man. That's the feel. Yeah. A waste of promos. Yeah. So whoever did that, he needs to get fired. Because that was just absolutely horrible. Part of that, what else we got? Raw, you saw Raw, yeah?
I did.
Raw again. R-Truth. Pissed myself laughing with the Judgment Day, man.
Oh, with the jam rolls.
And the funny thing, and someone pointed out they didn't touch him. You know, they didn't touch him. They didn't do anything to him. They tried to hold back the laugh, big time. Yeah. He's like, I know you're looking for the fifth man. I'm gonna be the fifth man. And like, man, that was yesterday. You were there. Like, what are you talking about? How do we do? Did we win?
Like, how do I do?
He's cold, man. Cold. He's such a funny guy, man. There's a video of him when Jey Uso gets into a ring, War Games, he gets on top of the cage and start going like this. There's a video of R-Truth going like this as well in the crowd. It just cracked me up. I'm happy to see R-Truth back, man. And just R-Truth looks like he hasn't aged one fucking day, man. I swear to God.
No. Yeah, he's got an awesome physique as well. Like, unbelievable.
He's like 50, man. If
is that
more.
right?
Yeah, R-Truth is R-Truth. I think he has a granddaughter as well. Through age, I think R-Truth is up there, man. 51 years old, man.
It's good to see him back. He's 1 year older than me. Yeah,
51 years old, man, and that's when I'm like, holy crap! You know what? I was like, whoa. You know how old what's it called? Randy Orton is, yeah.
He's 43.
All right. And everyone's saying, oh, we don't know if he's going to wrestle for so long and stuff like that. You know how old Damien Priest is?
He's 41.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That just got me like a slap in the face. I'm like, what?
LA Knight's 40.
Yeah, I know. And you can see they still can wrestle for another 10 years. So it's just the fact that Randy Orton was gone for so long and we see him for such a young age that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit in. So with that saying, we're gonna have Randy Orton for a long time now. He wants the head.
He's looking good, man. He's looking big.
He looks bigger than ever.
He's ripped. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. But let's talk about a little bit Randy Orton, man. I think he deserved to, man, be the Viper back. That promo he cut in Raw, man. I think we all got a little bit tear up when he tried to get into when he was going in the corner. Even he got emotional to get in the corner and hit his post. It's like he was going to do it and he had to go back a bit, breathe, you know, relax. Okay, whoa. And then actually hit his post, man. Oh, man. It was great to see him hit that post, man. It was fucking great. And then the promo he cut, man. Wow, he's going for the bloodline, man. He's going for every single head of the bloodline.
He said? That's what he said. Every member.
Except Jey Uso. He saved.
Whoa.
Well, that's why he said to me in Raw, as long as in the bloodline you're out, you're good. I'm good with you, got no problems. But anyone else is in the bloodline, he's going for them. So that is just bringing now Randy Orton in the mix. So now we got Seth Rollins. We got Cody Rhodes. We don't know what's happening with forgot his name right now. Because we haven't seen him in a long time now. The Killer Croc.
Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross. Still, we know he's somehow in there, but we don't know. We haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
And now you get Randy Orton in the mix. So hello, the bloodline story is getting bigger and better. What are your thoughts, first of all, on the Monday Night Raw and then the promo?
I liked Raw was good. It was good because we finally got to hear CM Punk talk. We got to hear Randy Orton talk. I loved his promo. It looks like it came from the heart. It's setting up a long-term storyline with the bloodline. It's bringing the bloodline back into focus again. I, for one, think that Jay's going to end up back with the bloodline. I think they're all going to get back together before they fall apart again. And I'm really excited to see where Randy Orton's going with this. It was interesting that his first fight back was against Dirty Dom. So that's a Judgment Day thing. So, and then one thing that was Drew McIntyre, that exchange between Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, where I think obviously he botched it a bit because when he does these headbutts, he headbutts the shoulder. The only problem was that Seth Rollins had his belt over his shoulder, and he sliced himself open like big time. Beautiful. The blood was gushing. I mean, it was great to see, but I don't think he meant to do that. And then he ended up in his underwear in the middle of the ring, but that's whatever.
That's right.
So that's a storyline. So I don't know what's going to happen now because Drew and Seth are setting up a storyline. So, but now CM Punk's there too. So how's that going to all? Obviously, Drew McIntyre's not going to say, well, all right, here, CM Punk, you take this and run with it. No, because he's got this thing, and now he's still in that evolving heel turn. He's now challenged Sami Zayn for next week. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Like, how's CM Punk going to get involved in that? How they're going to?
That's what I think. What we're gonna get is CM Punk and Seth Rollins in a long story, because the story right now is him and Drew. Drew wants that title. He wants that return. How about Drew McIntyre winning the Royal Rumble, and he's going to WrestleMania against Seth Rollins? That's a great story.
That makes sense. That does make sense. But I mean,
you don't need to. The thing is, you don't need to involve CM Punk right now. The feud is already there. Like you need to.
Yeah.
Punk doesn't need to. Punk has done zero. And Seth Rollins already starting the feud, which that's what you need. You don't need CM. You need to cut little promos. CM Punk, walking on the backstage and Seth Rollins just crossing paths with him, or Seth Rollins just talking to Peace. It's like, I don't want to see CM Punk here. I see CM Punk here, I'm gonna bash him. And CM Punk doesn't need to appear. Dude, the CM Punk can be off screen for a while. We don't need to even see CM Punk for CM Punk to be alive.
He's not going to be a regular wrestler. He's not going to be like a guy that wrestles every week. He's going to make appearances, but he's going to be like more of a Roman Reigns type, like where he might wrestle on a pay-per-view, but he'll cut promos and he'll do video packages and stuff and video, whatever, shorts, whatever. But he's not going to wrestle all the time. Then, you don't want to just flood the market with CM Punk. You want to,
that's why they say CM Punk is there for a long term. He's gonna be for a few years, so that's why I reckon I'd rather them keep build, because the story with Drew McIntyre is still building. So I would love them to keep building that one up. CM Punk not getting to Royal Rumble. Something happening to CM Punk. He can't get into a Royal Rumble. He doesn't get medical clear. I don't know.
I think he's got to be. He's got to be in the Rumble. He's got to be in the Rumble.
Because the problem is, if he's in the Rumble,
he's got to win it.
He has to win it.
Yeah.
And it's too soon. Too soon to win it. Like, you just came back, man. We're talking about, like you said, this like AEW never happened. So he's been gone from WWE all this time. He hasn't wrestled. How are you gonna put him so fast in the main event against Seth Rollins to make him lose?
Here's another thing that we didn't talk about at Survivor Series. Damon Priest, another failed cash-in attempt.
Yes. So we still got that in. We still got that. We still got the cash-in, which is coming. You still got time to cash in the Money in Bank, because we still got to meet the next year. Like, we still got so much stuff happening there. Do you need CM Punk to get involved? No. But do you need to continue the feud with Seth Rollins? Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
They need to keep boiling this, man. They're going to keep...
That can slow cook. That can definitely slow cook.
100%. And they need to slow cook it, because once it happens, it's going to sold out. Like, people... Doesn't matter if it happened in WrestleMania and at SummerSlam. Doesn't matter when it happens. When it gets announced, CM Punk is going to go for the title against Seth Rollins, that arena is going to get absolutely packed just to watch them fight. Because people is going to hear all this shit is happening in the background. Because we still don't know CM Punk. CM Punk hasn't said anything about Seth Rollins yet. So he hasn't even started yet.
He hasn't. No.
It's Seth Rollins the one that's been saying all this shit, Like, and people... And the thing is, they've done it in such a good way that people know that Seth Rollins gets annoyed with the CM Punk chants. So they're going to do it every day. Every day, Seth Rollins in the ring, they're going to chant CM Punk, which is a way to hype even more this thing. It's just, dude, Hunter is doing it really well. Did you hear though?
Obviously in Chicago, massive pop, which we already talked about. But in Nashville, again, big pop, but a couple of boos here and there, a couple of anti-CM Punk signs.
100%.
So,
Yeah, of course, because you were out of Chicago. Chicago is going to be the biggest. You can't you can't wait for anything bigger than Chicago. Chicago's CM Punk's turf. They love him. They love him there. They're gonna back him up like to death. He's like Argentina with Maradona, man. No matter what he does, he's gonna say fucking he's the best.
That's right.
Best forever. Right. CM Punk is there in Chicago. So you're never gonna get that big of a pump. The big boost coming in and out because you got people that's backing up Seth Rollins without knowing why they're backing up Seth Rollins. That's the funny part. No one knows. Yeah. Even Renzo, when he was getting angry, he's like, he doesn't even know what the fuck is CM Punk, backing up Seth Rollins. Like, you've tried to find a way why Seth Rollins is so angry about him. Is it why? Because talking shit about WWE? Bro, so many people talk about shit about WWE. Yeah. Well, why he hasn't said anything about Dean Ambrose? On top of that, he mentioned Dean Ambrose so many times, but Moxley, now, he mentioned him so many times in so many promos in WWE when he just moved into AEW and gave so much shit to WWE, bro. So much shit on screen. So, taking that in consideration, how the fuck it makes sense? And now because it's CM Punk, oh my God, you can't take shit about this company and makes it and all the wrestlers and make it so great. Come on. Go and cry me a river, I said Perry. Because it just makes no sense. It only makes sense when it's at work. And that's clearly what happened. When you look at it with like you said, like what happened with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania and you were there, when you chill and you actually see the big picture, you realize, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think Rhodes is still in that stage of angriness. But when you chill, you realize, hey, it makes sense. That
makes sense.
It makes money. Look, Tony Khan, how much money she's making?
Dollars, it makes sense.
Imagine how much money Tony Khan is making right now by just saying, I cannot legally talk about CM Punk. You know how many times it's going to get asked about and people's going to be talking about it and researching, trying to find out why he can legally talk about CM Punk? Smart. You CM Punk, no matter what, he's going to make you money. It's funny shit ever. But in a nutshell, that CM Punk return, we'd spend fucking an hour talking about CM Punk. We knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, man. Look, it was worth it. We could probably go on for another hour. But Renzo's not here, and he'll still be angry next week. Don't worry about that.
Oh yeah, 100%. He'll still be angry next week. Because you got to see, he's going to show up in SmackDown. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's a free agent, so he's on both brands.
He's with both brands, so probably he will get in probably Roman Reigns' nerves. That's a beauty, because even Roman Reigns was giving shit to CM Punk at one point for no reason, for absolute no reason. But even Roman Reigns said, "Look, to make money, I'm happy to put whatever feelings I got aside and just work with the guy."
Exactly.
As you do, man. You're making money.
Like I said, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart shook hands in the middle of a WWE ring after the Montreal Screwjob. For that to happen, Bret Hart had to have shaken hands with Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah, big time.
If Hulk Hogan came back to the WWE after all that shit that went down. Everyone comes back, mate. That's an organization that forgives and forgets if it means making money.
100%. We know absolutely perfectly about so many shit that forget and forget. And that's what Vince is in lawsuits at the moment. Well, the same exact reason, because forget and forget. But unfortunately, some other thing you can't really forget about it.
No, I'll forgive.
Yeah.
That's for another episode.
Yeah, that's for another episode. We still haven't talked about Behind the Bastards.
Behind the Bastards, that's and now they're doing that documentary about him, which is why he's had to basically get the fuck out of WWE, TKO, whatever, because that documentary is it's not gonna be nice.
It can't be nice. We know who we're dealing with. It's unfortunately it's gonna show everyone else who Vince has been all these years, bro. We know who the viejo Vince is. We know, we heard, we've seen. So many things behind wrestling fan for so many years. You know what the fuck Vince McMahon is, who he's done, what he's done, what is absolutely ghastly has done. And if you don't remember, just go and watch fucking WWF or WWE back in the uncensored era, the Attitude Era, yes. Bro. That just show you exactly the type of person he was, or he still is, and the amount of shit that just went behind the radar, and it was okay to be shown, and so many things that so many wrestlers went through.
Different times,
man. But unfortunately, things that not even then they were okay, but they were hidden behind the rock, and now they come in the surface. But anyways, I think I don't know. You want to keep talking, or you want to just we leave it up to that for now?
I think I'm done. I think I'm done for this week.
Yeah, I think it was an intense episode, bro. I gotta say, it's a really intense episode.
It was great. We let it. We were talking about it in the chat for a few days, and we let it cook. We let it simmer, and Renzo didn't disappoint.
Oh no, he wanted to. Next week we're gonna have him the whole episode, so he probably is gonna still. I'm gonna keep my background just to piss him off.
Yes, absolutely.
Just to piss him off at the back. Probably have the picture of him and CM Punk together. I don't know. I'm gonna make something up. So just to piss him off. But anything, we get into the end, guys. Like always, you can find all social medias. Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, name it. Go to our Instagram, and then you go to our bio. You got our link tree, and you got all the links to the different places we are. On Spotify, of course, listen to us, share us, put a 5 rating star. And on YouTube, just keep watching the videos we're putting up. Last week, we put up about what we think who's behind the mask, the MJF devil mask. So we put up on YouTube. So go and watch our videos. It's just snippets of what we talk every week on the show. So I leave it now to the voice of violence to put the closing words to this episode.
Once again, great week of hype, great week of wrestling. So pumped for the future. Just when you think WWE can't get any better, they bring back CM Punk, and they bring back R-Truth, and they bring back Randy Orton. So make no mistake, WWE is where the big boys play. So keep an eye on that, and keep an eye on the best in the fucking world, CM Punk.
See you next week, guys. Bye-bye.